Hello, hello. It's Tonya again, and I'm out in the park taking a walk. Just wanted to share a quick message for today. Can you see the sky? Look at the clouds. Oh my gosh. Really interesting pattern in the clouds today. I'm just walking and looking all around. It's getting close to the fall season, so things are starting to change on the trees. A few leaves are falling here and there. You know, still September, coming towards the end of the month. Lovely time of weather. And I'm just enjoying these sunny outdoor days before the winter sets in, which of course, is a different time of year. You're gonna see me bundled up again with my coat, my hat, my scarf, my gloves. But I'll be out here moving around, putting in those steps. But what I wanted to talk a little bit about today is communication. And as nurses, and in life in general, communication is something that it's just a part of life, right? And especially when it comes to our interactions on a professional level, communication can determine the outcome of many, many things. Whether it's a life and death situation, a financial situation, a situation involving one party, multiple parties, or an entire organization. And even the general public, communication is an area that can be a space of a lot of misinformation, misperception, misunderstanding, and can be problematic when not viewed from a proper perspective. And I know that sounds very general and very vague. And again, that's how communication can be sometimes, general and vague. And sometimes the more specific and detail-oriented we attempt to give a message, there could just be an equal amount of distortion and misperception in how that message is received. I once worked with someone who would always say, Tonya, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I heard that more than once, and I had to take it into consideration because I tend to be very direct, and I really take a lot of effort to be clear as possible, and to ensure that if someone is listening to something that I'm saying, or even reading a message that I've written, that not only the content but the intention is understood, right, in a meaningful way, in an authentic way. But however, I also realize that despite my best efforts, that may not be the case, because there's so much that can have an impact on communication in terms of the receiver of the information, receiving it through their own filters, right? Their filters could be culture, it could be their upbringing, it could be their education status, it could be their social conditioning, it could be their education level, it could just be their lack of awareness of having to respond to direct communication, right? And there's, many other factors as well. So I guess what I'm saying is that despite how challenging communication is, it's really important that we take the time and have interactions with each other that are meaningful and productive, right? And that the objectives and goals and mission of whatever that communication is are clearly understood by all parties so that the outcome is desirable for what is needed. And so, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say about that for now. But take that with what it means for you today in your communication. Just touching a little bit on the throat chakra. Sometimes if there's an area within us where we have a challenge with expressing ourselves, expressing our needs and wants and desires, that's something that also requires some work. But I would just invite you, just to say, at a minimum to yourself, before any communication, that I speak my truth with integrity and authenticity. And this is what it is, right? We set that intention for ourselves. Again, releasing any control or concern about how that message is received or perceived. Because again, despite the efforts, despite the intentions, that's the piece of it that we cannot control. But we can do what we can to ensure that, at least for the most part, the outcome serves everyone in the best way possible. So that's basically it for today. Keep that in mind. Let's open up our throat chakra. Let's speak, be clear, be authentic, with integrity and love. And who knows? You might say the right thing to the right person today and create an entirely beautiful experience. So until next time, this is Tony at Nurses Speak. I'll see you again soon. Bye.